Anderson, I know why you named your album Oxnard. Yeah, that's where you're from and shit, but honestly, you was in Malibu the last album, and they said it's time to get the fuck on and take your ass home. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews. Hip-hop slash soul slash R&B slash funk slash everything, dada. The nigga does it all. He really fucking does it all. We got an album review today. We're gonna talk about the brand new album that just fucking dropped from a super dope, multi-talented motherfucker who's been killing it for the past few years. At first, y'all, I wasn't too hype on the motherfucker, but you know what? After a while, I was like, I like him. I fuck with him. He dope. And now he's back with some new shit. This nigga's back. He dropped some new shit. We gonna talk about it. Talking about the new album from Anderson Paak entitled Oxnard. Now, for those who don't know, Anderson Paak is a very dope rapper slash singer. Well, he's a singer first, then a rapper, but he also be playing the drums. He's a songwriter. He's a super talented dude. I first heard about him around 2014 or 15, but like when I first heard about him, I really wasn't too big onto his music, and then he dropped the album Malibu, which I took a while for me to listen to that shit, but when I finally heard it, I was like, okay, this motherfucker's dope. He's got some skills. He's very unique. I fuck with him. And then later on, I think in 2017, he dropped a collab album with the dope-ass producer Knowledge called No Worries, Yes Lord, and that shit was one of my favorite albums of the year. And now I'm really excited to see what this album's gonna sound like because he just linked up with Dr. Dre and Aftermath Entertainment, so now he's got a bigger budget, bigger production, bigger everything to work with, so that must result into a bigger and better album, at least I hope. So now let's see if Oxnard is the proper follow-up to a dope-ass album in Malibu, or if you should have stayed your ass in Malibu. I mean, it worked out for B-Rad, I think, kinda. I mean, he was most wanted in Malibu. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but shit. I mean, sometimes you gotta go home. Hopefully it's for a good reason, a good ass reason. Let's talk about the shit. Now, when I first popped in this album and I tuned into the production, I quickly realized that everything has sort of gotten more enhanced and more polished and more bigger and liver, which is what I expected with him being put on a bigger stage and with a bigger backing with him with Aftermath Entertainment. Now, the production on here is very varied because Anderson Paak himself is a very varied MC and artist and everything like that. So you're gonna get some hip hop shit, some funk shit, some jazz shit, some soul shit, and everything in between, and he just kind of crafts his crazy, unique sound around that shit. So there's some shit that sounds like some old school, like funky shit from the 70s, but at the same time, there's some straight up boom bap shit on here. And then on the other end, there's some dancey shit that you would hear like playing at a club. So you get a lot more lively, more polished, more flashy type of production on here. And there's a lot more instrumentation on here. And for the most part, I would enjoy that. But something with this album is like, it sounds a little too polished and a little too clean for me. What made albums like Malibu and Yes Lord so dope is that they had this sort of rugged, rough feel to them, especially because Anderson Paak has this rugged, rough, unique style to him that's kind of all over the place, and it isn't too flashy or polished in a way. He kind of just goes to the beat of his own drum, and that's how the album kind of was crafted and sounded. This here sounds a lot more polished, sort of commercialized, and I get it. Paak's at a bigger stage. He wants to get, you know, probably the bigger singles, the bigger hits, so he's kind of got to go that trajectory. So you kind of lose a little bit of that ruggedness that Paak had in Malibu and Yes Lord, and it's kind of substituted for a more flashy, cleaner, I guess, more commercially appealing sound from him. And honestly, that really kind of turned me off a little bit. It wasn't bad. I mean, Anderson Paak still got his sound and everything like that, but it just doesn't sound as rugged or rough or unique as his previous work. And I think him being more polished and him being more like flashy on the production kind of was a setback to me with this album. It's not bad, it's not terrible. It just loses that appeal that Paak had, which made him unique to me a little bit. And when it comes to the producers on the actual album, he's got a lot of motherfuckers on here. Now, of course, Anderson Paak, like I said, he's a multi-talented dude, so he produces as well, and he produced on this album. But he also got Dr. Dre, Ninth Wonder, Andre Brissett, Callum and Kiefer, Chris Dave, Dem Joints, Focus, J-Mo, Jason Pounds, Jahir Lazo, Jose Rios, Kaja Bonet, King Michael Coy, Mel, Omas Keith, Q-Tip, all right, Ron Avant, and Tia Myrie. So those are all the production credits on the album. And like I said, it does have some great layering and details and little bells and whistles here and there that really bring out a lot to the song. But I just felt like, you know when something sounds big and lively, but it still doesn't really give you anything because it just doesn't sound pure and rugged in a way that kind of gives you that just like raw feel. I don't know, that's just me, but that's how I felt with this. But the production on here overall is solid, but I wasn't blown away by it, and I thought it would have been a little bit better. Some beats on here were kind of just like meh. and some of them were like overly done to me a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, I can't hate the production too much because Anderson Paak did do his damn thing. Now, when it comes to Paak himself, he's coming in, he's rapping, he's singing, he's coming through with a lot of different subject matter, and he talks about things from his own personal life as well as his love life, the things that he goes through now that he's a big star, as well as some dope ass little hoods cuts as well. So he does a lot of different things on here to kind of just get the feel in general, I guess, aesthetic of what being in Oxnard or being from Oxnard is like. But I still feel like Anderson himself could have just brought out a little bit more of that rugged feel, but I think he had to just kind of go with the production that he was going with as well. So I feel like he has improved away as far as a songwriter and delivering songs and coming up with things, but he just is missing that rough, unique feel that we got from his previous two works. This sounds a little just too clean and too polished for him to really lose that charm that really made Anderson Paak Anderson Paak. But I don't want y'all to think that I don't like this album, because this album is still very dope, but it's like, I just know his previous stuff like Malibu and Yes Lord, just I got better feelings from listening to them. They stuck with me a lot more than what I got on Oxnard. But all the music is dope. It's just a feeling thing. I try to get with music, and I just didn't get that same exact feeling that I got from his previous two works, and that's what I mean. And when it comes to the actual features on the album, he's got some big name motherfuckers on here, which is another surprising reason that I really didn't feel as much from the album as last time. But I think he just wanted to go all out with this album because it's the bigger album, it's the bigger budget and everything like that. So he's got Kaja Bonet on the album, as well as Norel, Kendrick Lamar. Who else is on this motherfucker? Hold up. Dr. Dre, Coco Sarai, Pusha T, Snoop Dogg, The Last Artful Dodger, J. Cole, Q-Tip, BJ the Chicago Kid, and is that it? That's it. So he's got a lot of big name dope artists on here, and for the most part, the features all come through and kill it. Like all the features on here, I had no issue with, whether they sang or they rap. They came through and they brought something really, really dope to the table, and they had a really good chemistry with Paak himself. So it was really good to see him working with all these different artists, these legends, these veterans, and as well as some people who I haven't heard too much from either. So it's good to see him just like mixing it up with a lot of different artists, and he does a really good job with it. So I didn't have any features. That was actually one of the more upsides to the album, is the great feature list that he had and them coming through and really delivering. Kendrick killed it, Snoop killed it, Pusha T killed it, Q-Tip killed it. Like honestly, they all came through and just did their damn thing, as well as the other features. So like I said, no issues with that, but still, I just didn't get that same great vibe and feeling that I got from his last two projects. And I don't know what it is. It's just, that's what it is. It's just like, it looks on paper, it looks amazing, but just at the end result, you're just like, it's dope, but I didn't get, oh my God, dope. Now, you know, I gotta give you my top 5 tracks, y'all, and this wasn't that difficult to find 5 tracks that I really liked, and there's 14 total tracks on the album, but these are the 5 that really stuck out to me the most. So it's The Chase, and then it's TINTS, and then 6 Summers, Saviors Road, and then I'm gonna give it to, this was difficult because I had to pick between 2, but I'm gonna give it to Brother's Keeper. All right, so let's go back up to the top. So The Chase is the opening of the album, and I like the beat on here. It's like an old school, like 70s blaxploitation funk vibe to it, and it sounds like some shit that you would hear in the 70s blaxploitation movie during the chase scenes with the cars and shit. It sounds just like that, and it really comes off dope, and it's a great way to start off the album. Paak comes in with some really dope flows and some really nice bars, a very, very nice little breakdown. Goes din 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 din. That shit goes fire. I love that part, and it's really just dope how the beat just like kind of like switches up and changes, and then there's another dope beat at the end of it, and then you have some singing from Kaja Bonet who comes through. So it's a really dope opening cut, and I really love the vibe of it, and it really does set a great tone for the album. And when I heard it, I was like, okay, we might be in for something. Like Paak really didn't come through with any super crazy bars, but I just love how his energy was and his delivery, and it really just set me up to think that this album was gonna be really, really dope. So it was a good opening song, really, really got the great vibe of it, and I think it was dope. The next song, TINTS, is one of the singles off the album. It features Kendrick Lamar, and this is a dope ass song, which pretty much is just Paak talking about his car and riding around with window tints, because you know you gotta have tinted windows when you're big time so nobody can see you in your motherfucking car. Also, if you're doing illegal shit like smoking or getting head or both, or you don't want to be seen, you don't want niggas looking at you. Like I had tints in my first car and I got pulled over all the goddamn time, and I was like, fuck you, I'm not changing this shit. I don't give a fuck if it's too dark. You can't see me, John Cena motherfucker, and I drove off. I ain't do all that. Okay, I said it in my head and I waited till I got, you know, the warning, and then I drove off, because you know I ain't trying to get no tickets. I ain't trying to go to jail. I ain't doing that shit. But point is this, the song is fire, nice beat, a lot of great energy on it, and it really sounds like some like shit that you would hear in the club, or you can, you know, hear at a house party or something like that. The vibe between him him and Kendrick are really, really dope. Kendrick kills it on the verse. Paak comes through with a dope ass verse and a great hook on there as well. So I really like the vibe of this song, and I see why they picked it as a single, and it's a good song to listen to while you in your car with tinted windows, but kind of roll them down a little bit. Nah, fuck that. Roll them shits up and put extra dark on it. Fuck the law. Fuck the law. Roll with your tints, because it's fire. The next song, 6 Summers, is one of my favorite songs. I love his singing on here. This shit gon' bang at least 6 summers. That shit's fucking fire. This is like one of the songs when I heard it, I was like, okay, this is a definite standout. And I just love the vibe, and it gives me that real unique vibe that Anderson Paak gives off. This is the quintessential song that really gives me like that vibe that Anderson Paak is just a unique ass artist. His dope singing, his dope rapping, it's got a nice little beat switch up on there, and just the whole vibe of it is just really dope, and the beat is hard. I love the beat on there. So it's a dope song. Love the vibe. I love the hook. And I mean, shit, I'll bump that shit for 6 summers, 6 winters, 6 falls. All the seasons getting this shit because it's fucking fire. The next song Saviors wrote is my favorite song on the album. First of all, let's talk about this beat. Ninth Wonder, I'm still mad at you about the Jammer 2 shit. I'm going to let it slide though, because you're going to get me on Jammer 3, right? We'll talk about it later. But this fucking beat, my God, when it comes in with that just smooth, I don't know what the sample is, but it just comes in real smooth with the little drums and the little sample. And then when them drums get in, I swear to God, I had the most ugly face, stank face I've had all year. My fucking neck, I was, oh my God, that beat. When that beat comes in and then Paak just comes in with this smooth ass buttery flow, and he's just killing it. And he's talking about how, you know, he's doing sinful shit, and he just, you know, wants to get, you know, forgiven for his sins. He's trying to go down Savior's road, but at the same time, he's selling drugs. Like, if you need an ounce, a quarter, a pea, he got you. But like, he's just saying like, Lord, forgive him at the same time. You know, he don't know what to do. He's conflicted, but this beat on here is not, it ain't no confusing this shit. This beat was made by the devil, Ninth Wonder, but like, it's also made by the God, Ninth Wonder. God damn it, Ninth, this is like fire. Like, I was jealous. I wanted to rap on the shit. I made a verse. I did. Point is this, the song is fire as fuck. It saved me from like thinking like this album was completely just like not gonna give me that pure fire. But like, yo, when 6 Summers came in and then this shit came in, I was like, okay, we rolling now. Dope ass song, crazy ass beat. Paak kills it, Ninth kills it, on point. And the last song, Brothers Keep It, features Pusha T, is just a hard ass track as well. Like, I love Pusha T's verse on here. He pretty much saying like, yo, my brother Malice or No Malice turned down $500,000 because he was part of, you know, I guess they wanted the Clips to do something or him to do something. He turned it down because, you know, he didn't want to be a part of that shit. And, you know, Pusha was like, you know what, I respect that. Look here, if anybody offers me $500,000, I don't give a fuck if my brother's involved or not. I need that shit. So it must be nice, No Malice and Pusha. Fuck. But anyway, the song is fire. Pusha's coming in with that raspy, gritty, just grimy flow. He always kills it. Paak comes in with a dope flow as well as a just dope ass beat. And it's one of the darker, grimier songs on here, but it just comes off so well. And I just love it. Shit, like, I mean, yo, like Paak, like around the second half of this album is when it really starts to pick up and really just gives me that good ass vibe and feels. But it isn't that same feel that I got from Malibu all the way throughout, but there are glimmers and glimpses of it within these songs, and that's what I really like, and that's why these all stick out to me. And those are my top 5 tracks, y'all, and honestly, y'all, this is, like I said, a very solid album, but I did have some issues with the album. Like, one thing is, where the fuck is Bubbling? Like, that was the most amazing first single I heard when it dropped. That shit, that energy and that beat and the song was amazing, and the fact that it's not on here is upsetting to me. Like, I look at some of the songs on here, like, I don't know why we needed Head Low when we had TINTS, because those songs initially sound the same. They really do. And also, I didn't care for the little skit where Paak was getting the head and I guess he ran into somebody's car and he said, I'm almost done. I don't need that shit, Paak. I don't need that shit. Like, if we would have got Bubbling in replace of Head Low, or even Left to Right at the end where he's doing the patois, Jamaican shit where everybody's doing that shit. Like, I don't need Left to Right at the end of the album. Like, we could have got Bubbling either at the end of the album or the song after the chase, which I thought would have been better after the chase, because the way that Bubbling starts and the chase sounds, it would have just connected really well. So that upset me, because I think that song was better than at least 3 or 4 other songs on this album. Like, Bubbling could have replaced Who Are You, like Headlights, like I said, Left to Right. It probably could have, I mean, shit. I mean, probably even like Trippy could have replaced, or I did like Sweet Chick though. That was a funny song. We talked about all these different chicks, and then this one chick comes in and like confronts them. That was a dope ass song too. But Paak is a super talented dude, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's gonna do next and what city he's gonna be in. Cause like you need to get out of California. Like you was in Malibu, then Oxnard, shit, nigga, go somewhere else. Fucking travel. You got the money, you can do it, shit. But it's a dope ass album. I fuck with it overall. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Anderson Paak Oxnard is overall a really solid album that has a lot of great moments on here, but still didn't give me the same vibes and feeling that I got from Yes Lord or Malibu. All I'm saying is that the beats on here overall are dope. They're very polished, well put together, well layered. They're very, very clean. But I think that's a detriment to Anderson Paak's style because I like him on that more rugged, rough, gritty shit. Like even if it's like some smooth like R&B shit, it just had this whole different appeal with on Malibu and Yes Lord. But I think, you know, they did a good job overall with what they were given, and Paak did the best he could, and he still came through with a really, really good set of songs. Even the features on here were really dope, which I didn't like, and I thought they were better on this album than his previous works. And I do think that even though we don't got bubbling on here, which is upsetting, and it could have replaced a few other songs, there are more highs than lows on this album, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what he's gonna do next. So all I gotta say is that for me, Anderson Paak Oxnard is not Granddad approved, but I will give it a very highly Granddad recommended. So go check it out. It's out right now. Let's just see what he does with the next album, and hopefully we get more of those Malibu Yes Lord vibes on the next album, and he peels back on the glitz and the glare and of everything, and kind of just gives us more of a raw feel, but still gives it a bigger presentation what we got here. So kind of like mix both. Mix the rugged grittiness of Malibu and the sort of like upstart vibe of that with the whole new, brand new, bigger stage that you have now with this album. And you do that, I think we'll have a great album on our hands. But I got nothing more to say. Anderson Paak Oxnard is very highly Granddad recommended. So go check out the shit right fucking now. Flip it. Alright, y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Anderson Paak Oxnard if you've heard it. If you have not heard it, definitely check it out. It's worth a listen. A lot of dope cuts on here. Some should have been on there that ain't bubbling. Should have definitely been on this album. And some could have been replaced for that. But for the most part, he did his damn thing. A lot of great moments on here. More good than bad. And I think you should check it out. Previous videos on the sides was my latest single. Check that out. Show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen. Button below. Woolly Reviews twice a week, as well as the gaming videos. Let's talk about the shit. You know what it is. Hit the notification bell to know when I drop new shit. And I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddad, Anderson Paak, Oxnard, dope ass album. Not better than Malibu or Yes Lord, but it's still dope. And you know what? Like I said, just go travel. Get out of California. Maybe you just need to go like to Atlanta or New York or Fargo or some shit. I don't fucking know. Go anywhere that ain't California because, you know, it didn't seem to work out this time going back home. Not as much as you was in Malibu. You had more fun in Malibu apparently than home. So home is not where the heart is at all. I'm out of here.